If you desire it, you can have it, and I'm going to tell you how to manifest it within the next 30 days. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. If you are new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because I drop free weekly videos. This channel is for you so that you can manifest a reality that you're obsessed with. Today's video is a juicy one. We are going over the 5 exact steps you can take to manifest anything you desire. I am not selling you anything. I do not have anything to present to you. I am giving you my exact 5-step process that I use to manifest anything. If you have questions, let me know in the comments, but let's go ahead and get into it. Step number 1, decide what you want. And I actually mean decide what you want. Get clarity on it. For this example, I'll use making $10,000 a month as kind of what I'm going to talk through to give you steps as we go along the way, but you can use this for anything. Money, love, friendship, opportunities, moving, it doesn't matter. Getting a material item, it doesn't matter. But for this video, I'm going to do $10,000 a month. So when I say get clarity, I mean figuring out not just I want more money. How much more money do you want? When I talk about choosing what you desire, I do like to tell you to follow a kind of ladder of believability in your life. I don't want you going from somebody who has negative $32 in their account to saying that you want to make $1 million a month. It's totally possible, but the willpower and persistence that you would have to manifest that would have to be insane. This isn't the last thing that you are ever going to manifest. So if you start out and you, like I said, have negative $32 in your bank account, maybe that's making $2,000 extra a month. So you could say, I make $2,000 a month. If you are somebody who has never been on a date in your entire life, but you're wanting to manifest love, maybe you start manifesting going on weekly dates. Whatever it is, make it something that's believable for you, but that gets you excited. That's the whole point. If you're not excited about your manifestations, you probably aren't dreaming big enough. But if you are fearful of your manifestation and unsure of how it's going to happen, you are probably pushing your outer limit a little too much. So find something in between that makes you excited but isn't so crazy out there that you can't get behind it. Like I said, this isn't the last thing you'll ever manifest. We're just using this for the next 30 days. Once you hit, your $10,000 a month in this example, you could go up to 15, you could go up to 18, you could go up to 20,000. It doesn't matter. We will continue to manifest because if there's anything I've learned with manifesting the things I desire, there will come a time when something else pops up that I want. So don't let this oh my gosh, what if this $2,000 a month, going from negative 32 to 2,000 isn't enough? Okay, well the next month we're going to do 5,000. Just pick something that's kind of in that sweet spot, and I want clarity. If you are, like I said, don't just say I want more money. Say what the goal is monthly, weekly, maybe it's a job, so it's hourly. Maybe you're manifesting a dream relationship. Choose the kind of individual that you want. Make that kind of list out. Get clear, because if you just say you want more money and the universe gives you $1, that's more money than you had 2 minutes ago when you didn't have that $1. That's why clarity matters. The universe isn't deciding who's good, who's bad, what's good, what's bad manifestation. It's giving you what you say you want. So get clear, figure that out, put it into a simple single statement that we can track it and use it when we're creating our identity and reprogramming our mind with it. Okay, step 2, and what I think is one of the most important steps, is creating the new identity. I teach identity-based manifestation, meaning you manifest from who you are being, who you are at your core. That includes your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your beliefs. And that is why creating a new identity is so detrimental to calling in your manifestations. So for this example, as somebody who is manifesting making $10,000 a month, what does that person do? I'm going to use it as if it were me. How would I dress? How would I think? How would I show up if I am, wanting to make $10,000 a month as a content creator? Am I posting every day? Am I, responding to comments? Am I posting on my stories? Because that's what I would do. If you are an individual who is moving to Los Angeles, are you, checking to see what homes are available? Are you starting to fill out applications? Are you picking out the couch that you want to put into your new place? Those kind of things are what you are implementing into your identity. So create that identity. You can rename her, you can make her kind of like an alter ego, you can make it your name, I'm Brit 2.0, it doesn't matter, you can do whatever, but you need to be able to call on that identity. So go through, how would your daily routine look? What would you work out, what workout program would you do? Because maybe you're making $10,000 a month as a content creator, so you can go, to yoga at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays, whatever that is. Get serious about it. How would you dress? And that's okay. You don't have to dress in designer clothes. Or how would you want to dress if you had made the manifestation show up into your life? What version of you would be showing up, thinking, acting, feeling? Create that new identity. Get pen to paper. I want you actually writing this down. Don't just kind of let it float around in your head, because you may need to call on this list again of the type of individual that's showing up. If you're a content creator, what kind of content are you making? How often are you posting? Is it just on Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it YouTube? Whatever it is, get serious and get detailed. The more detailed, the better, because you know you best. If you had $1 million, you may not ever go out and buy a red sports car, because that's not what you desire. Actually make it something that, the identity, make it something that is truly you. It doesn't need to be what you think everybody else would expect from you. What would you do? If you're buying a house or you're moving to Los Angeles, what does that entail for you? Do you actually want to live in Malibu, or do you really want to live in the Hollywood Hills? Whatever it is, choose what you want, not what you think others want. That is not how identity-based manifestation works, because if it's not what you want, it's not who you are. So get serious, write it down, get excited about it. You could even make like a little Pinterest board that kind of shows like the outfits you would wear, or the house, how you would decorate it, or how budget out how you would spend your $10,000 a month. Whatever you choose, get detailed about it, because this new identity is what calls in your new reality. Number 3 is where the work comes in. This is when we are anchoring in the new reality. This is where we are reprogramming our mind. I just made last week an entire video all about robotic affirmations. That's how I choose to reprogram my subconscious mind. You can do whatever way you would like to anchor it in. You can do visualizations, you can do meditations, you can do scripting. I prefer robotic affirmations because I can do it at any time, all day long, while I'm falling asleep, when I'm waking up, when I'm cleaning, when I'm washing my hair, when I'm driving in the car, be safe, all of those kind of things. I'm not closing my eyes when I say my affirmations, but I love robotic affirmations for anchoring in the new identity. In this case, it's I make $10,000 a month. I make $10,000 a month. I make $10,000 a month. If you're moving, I live in Los Angeles in my dream house. I live in Los Angeles in my dream house. I live in Los Angeles in my dream house. If you are manifesting weekly dates, I go on amazing dates every week. I go on amazing dates every week. I go on amazing dates every week. Whatever that is, choose the affirmation. That's why I said one sentence at the beginning, because you can use that for your robotic affirmations. You can visualize, you can, see a day in the life of what your life would look like with your manifestation in your new reality. You can see yourself going on these dates and having, men or partners pick up the tab or the bill at the restaurant. You can see yourself texting with the cute new date that you found on the dating apps. Whatever it is, you can visualize that, figure it out. You can do that through meditation, which is a form of visualization if you can't kind of sit there and just meditate on your affirmation or that new reality. You can script a day in the life, you can script about the dream reality. Whatever you choose, any of them will work. You just have to be consistent and you have to do it daily. We are talking 30 days here. So I expect daily work from you. That's daily reprogramming. That is your work in this reality that we are calling in. You are choosing and showing up as that version of you, and that version of you puts in the time and effort to call in her goals and her manifestations. Period. No excuses. Number 4 is actually the one that takes the most self-awareness. This is shifting your state by regulating your nervous system. So there will come a time where something will pop up in your 3D that will make you feel triggered, that will make you think your manifestation isn't showing up. Maybe you're, going to make your $10,000 a month and you're hit with an unexpected car bill that you weren't, anticipating. You got a flat tire, or maybe somebody just was going to ask you on a date, or you guys had a date planned and they canceled the date. Whatever it is, things will happen. You are a human living in a 3D reality where things happen, especially when you are switching timelines, when you are quantum jumping from the old version of you to the new version of you. That is when you regulate your nervous system. I love EFT tapping and breath work. EFT tapping is just tapping on energetic meridian points within your body to go through and release any sort of feelings or triggers, negative emotions, and limiting beliefs that are popping up for you. There are tapping videos for anything under the sun on YouTube. I will be making some more for you, but in the time, for the time being, you can find free EFT tapping. Just Google or, search on YouTube, EFT tapping money, EFT tapping finding love, EFT tapping job opportunities, whatever it is, they're out there. You can find it. But that's one way. You can also just do something easy like breath work. You can go in, inhale for 6 seconds and then exhale for 8. Make the exhale longer than the inhale when something pops up, so that you can reset your energy, reset your nervous system to allow it to come back into homeostasis, to come back into that parasympathetic nervous system, your relaxation. That's what you're trying to do. You're telling yourself that your old story is no longer true. The body is your subconscious mind. And when you are constantly stressed, you are not able to take in new information and new things around you, a new reality, any new thoughts, new beliefs. You are calming your body in that moment. That is why it's the hardest, because tell me, when you're, annoyed, when you're triggered, when you're sad, when something happens, how hard that is to be in that moment and realize, okay, it's up to me to shift back into what I desire. This 3D that's showing me the unexpected bill or the canceled date or, the flat tire, whatever it is. You are telling yourself, it's okay, I'm in control of this, I am calling in a new reality. These are my old beliefs playing out, and that means nothing to me. So shifting your state by regulating your nervous system is so important. You can walk outside if you don't want to do tapping. You can exercise. You can ground, take your shoes off, be in the grass, whatever it is. You can shift back in and align your energy with your new reality. The quicker that you bounce back into that new mindset, that new reality, the faster things show up. So that is why nervous system regulation is so important and why I harp on it all the time. Plus, it makes just life easier and less stressful. Even if not a single manifestation showed up, would it not be more enjoyable, more peaceful, and a happier life if you were able to take yourself out of heightened emotions and bring it back into something that feels good, feels peaceful, and in this case is the added benefit of helping call in your manifestations. Step 5, and one of the most fun to me, is taking embodied action. And when I say taking embodied action, I know that this term gets thrown around, taking action, taking intuitive action, taking aligned action, whatever you want to call it. I call it embodied action because the important piece of taking embodied action is taking embodied action of the new version of you. So if you are becoming a content creator, the embodied action would be creating content and posting daily. It would be posting the stories. It would be deciding that you already have 100,000 Instagram followers. You already have 200,000 TikTok followers. You already have 100 followers. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, taking that action as the embodied version of you, of that new identity that we created in step 2, is why it's so important to take that action. We are taking it from an embodied place of the new person, of the new identity. So if your goal is to make $10,000 a month, and maybe you don't even care where it comes from, maybe it's listening to the thoughts that pop up when you see an idea and you think, oh, I could do X, Y, and Z. I could start a business as blah, blah, blah. I could teach somebody how to do something and create a course around that. I could be an Amazon seller. I could write a book, whatever it is. You take those embodied actions because that embodied version of you did follow the things that was, that were lighting them up in that moment, that they did take the chance on something. They asked somebody out, or they, networked with somebody that they hadn't thought about in forever, or they invested in a stock that they had no idea was going to blow up for them in a good way. Whatever that is, they took that action. If you're somebody that is wanting to go on weekly dates, maybe that's signing up for a dating app. Maybe that's telling your friends that you want to be set up. Maybe that's talking to the random person at the grocery store that you find cute. Whatever it is, you are taking the embodied action as somebody who goes on weekly dates. That is what I mean by embodied action. You are taking the steps as your future self, as that new identity that you created. How would you move, think, act, feel, dress in your day-to-day life? Would you, if you're a content creator, if you're an aspiring content creator and that's what you're manifesting, would you not dress up? Would you not do your hair and makeup, which would make you not want to get on camera? Would you not show up daily if you knew that you had 100,000 followers waiting to hear from you and were excited for your next recommendation or your next video? You would get up and shower and get dressed in your cute outfit, or make your cooking video because you're a cooking content creator. It doesn't matter. Would you be doing those things? Of course you would. So that's the embodied version of you. How would you show up? Those things matter. When something is presented to you, what would your future self, what would that new identity do? Would you say yes to this? Would you say no to this because that's not what you're looking for? Would you take the trip, call the friend, whatever it is? What would that new version of you in that new reality do? If you already had your manifestation that you're calling in, how would you answer that question? How would you show up at this meeting? How would you dress? That is what you are doing day in and day out over the next 30 days. Okay, those are the 5 steps, but to recap, number 1, decide what you want, bring it down into a simple sentence so that you can use that for your affirmation, your robotic affirmation. Number 2, create your new identity. How would she think, feel, act, move, be in the world? Create that, write it out, put pen to paper. Number 3, anchor your new reality. Robotic affirmation, subliminals, meditation, visualization, it doesn't matter. Choose what you like to do. I'm a fan of robotic affirmations. It's easy, it's free, but any of them work. Number 4, regulate your nervous system. Anchor in that new identity. When something triggers you, when you feel crappy, when things maybe don't show up how you would like, EFT tap, breath work, walk outside, take a shower, take a bath, take a nap. Regulate your nervous system so it understands it's safe and it's okay to be receiving something new in your life. Because if you are stressed out, your manifestations don't show up. You can't manifest a new reality from a stressed out state. And number 5, take embodied action. Show up as yourself. How would you be in the world? How would you think? How would you feel? How would you be if you already had the manifestation? Take action from that place as often as possible, and things will shift so quickly your head will spin. I am telling you, the taking embodied action, moving from that energy of it's already done is insane, and that is when your manifestations will fly in. All right, that's all I have for you. As a reminder, this is 30 days. If you are showing up and being the version of you who already has what you want, who is moving from that place, who is anchoring in that new identity and reprogramming those limiting beliefs, your manifestations have no choice but to show up. Commit to the next 30 days and come back and tell me what happens in the comments, because I know magic happens and it can happen fast when you move like it's already done. Thank you for being here. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe. But in the meantime, check out any of my other videos because they will help you along the way with this 30-day challenge. But until then, I will see you next week with a new video.